Hi, this is Gary with MacMost.com. On today's episode, let's take a look at using the new batch rename feature built into the Finder in Yosemite. So to use the batch rename function in Yosemite, what you need to do is select several files. Let's select 4 files here like this. And then you control click or use 2-finger click, however you do your alternate click on your Mac. I'm going to use control click on any one of those and it brings up the context menu. And then you've got the rename function right here. Rename 4 items. Select that and it brings up the rename Finder items tool. And you have several different options. You can do a simple replace text. You can do add text, or you can do format. So let's take a look at replace text. Replace text looks for something in the text of all of the file names and replace it with something else. So I have IMG as text in all of those. Let's take a look again. You can see it starts with IMG. Let's say I want to change that to PIC for some reason. So I can do rename items, replace text, IMG with PIC like that. You can see it gives me the example there of what it would do with one of those files. And I can hit rename and you can see it renames all of those. Now if I've done something bad and I want to get rid of it, I can use undo and it will actually undo the entire action. You can see all 4 files return to how they were before. So that's handy to know that you can't mess up too bad because of the undo function. Now one cool thing to note is that it doesn't have to find this in every single file name. For instance, look at these 4 files. I've got one that ends with a different extension and I want to change it so they're all uniform. So I can do that with the same function here. I'm going to control click, rename 4 items and change that to that, and when I hit rename you can see it renames that one and didn't have to do anything with the others. Now with 4 that's not a big deal, but imagine if I had 1,000 image files and some of them had the wrong file extension like that. Alright, so let's select these files again and let's do another batch rename. But this time instead of replacing text I'm going to add text, and I have the choice to add it after or before the name. So let's say I'm going to add something before the name like trip and do it before, and you can see I get the little preview there, and now it's going to add that just before all these files there. So that's handy. You do the same thing after, and notice how when you do it after it's going to not interfere with the file extension. It puts it before the file extension there. Now let's select all the files here. I'm going to do Command A to do that, and let's control click and rename 11 items, and let's use the format function. And you can do it many different ways. Name and index will give you any name you want, like file or anything, image, and it will just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do name and counter, which pads zeros on. Older file systems, maybe still some servers, will sort things differently, like for instance a 1 would come first and then a 1, 0 as in 10 would come second and then a 2 would come next, and you don't want that. So that's what the padded zeros are for. Macs don't need to do that. It will sort things properly if you use numbers like this. Also you can do name and date. With these counter ones, the index and counter, you can set the number where it starts at. So if you want to start at 1,000 or you're you already have like the first 20 files done and you want to do from 21 on, you can do that. You can also decide where the number goes. You can put it before the name, for instance, instead of after the name. And then you can just rename them all. So if I do this, you can see it renamed them all just like that. And notice it left the file extensions alone. So I can do a second batch rename to rename all of these to have matching file extensions if I really wanted to, if it was necessary for the project.